You've done everything right. You drank milk with breakfast, added calcium to your diet, followed doctor's orders. But now, after 60, your bones feel weaker, not stronger. Maybe it started with a quiet ache in your hip, or a surprise fracture from a small fall. You ask yourself, I've been drinking milk for years. Why are my bones still failing me? Here's the truth that few will say out loud: milk isn't the bone-saving miracle they promised, not anymore. And especially not after 60. The science has changed. Your body has changed. But the message hasn't. For decades, the dairy industry told a one-size-fits-all story. But after a certain age, your body stops absorbing milk the same way. The calcium doesn't go where it should, and in some cases, it does more harm than good. This isn't about fear. It's about freedom through knowledge. In today's video, we'll walk through why milk doesn't help your bones the way you think, what nutrients you really need after 60, and the simple shifts that can protect your independence, your mobility, and your peace of mind. If you've trusted milk all your life, you deserve to know the whole story. Let's begin. What happens to your bones? After 60, some changes in aging are easy to notice: the graying hair, the slower steps, the quiet stiffness in the morning. But others happen in silence. One of the most dangerous: the slow, invisible thinning of your bones. After the age of 60, bone loss becomes more than just a natural process. It becomes a daily risk. You may feel it in your back after gardening, or when you walk a little less steady than before. For many, it only becomes clear after a fall and a fracture. And that's when the question arises: how could this happen? I've been drinking milk all my life. It's a fair question. We were all told milk keeps bones strong. And it's true, milk contains calcium, the key mineral in bones. But what no one told us is that after 60, your body doesn't handle milk the same way. As we age, we produce less lactase, the enzyme that breaks down lactose in milk. That can mean poor digestion, bloating, or discomfort. But it also means your body absorbs less of the calcium from that milk. And worse, some of that unused calcium may settle in the wrong places: arteries, joints, or kidneys. And calcium alone isn't enough. Your body needs vitamin D to move calcium from your food into your blood. Then, it needs vitamin K2 to direct that calcium into your bones and not into dangerous places. But here's the problem. Most people over 60 are deficient in both. So, while you may be faithfully drinking milk, your bones may be getting very little of what they actually need. It's like building a house with bricks, but no mortar. Things hold up until they don't. Even more concerning, large population studies have found that older adults who consume more milk don't always have fewer fractures. In fact, some have more. Scientists believe one reason may be galactose, a sugar in milk that in excess has been linked to chronic inflammation, something that wears away at your bones quietly over time. This isn't to say milk is the enemy. It isn't. But after 60, milk is no longer the full answer. And believing it is may delay you from getting the help your bones truly need. So where do we go from here? In the next part, we'll reveal the essential nutrients your bones are really calling for after 60, and how you can find them naturally, gently, and safely. Because stronger bones in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, they're still possible. You just need the right tools. The nutrients milk can't provide. After 60, now that we understand milk may not be enough, the next step is asking, what is enough? What does your body really need after 60 to build, and more importantly, keep strong bones? Let's begin with vitamin D3. Without this essential nutrient, your body can't even absorb the calcium you take in, whether it's from food, supplements, or milk. Think of D3 as the key that unlocks the front door. Without it, calcium just waits outside, unused. The challenge: After 60, our skin produces less D3 from sunlight, and many of us stop spending time outdoors. That means even people who think they're getting enough often aren't. Then there's vitamin K2, one of the most forgotten and most important nutrients for aging bones. You see, even if D3 helps get calcium into the blood, K2 decides where it goes: into your bones, where it belongs, or into your arteries and joints, where it causes problems. Without enough K2 calcium, may end up in dangerous places, raising your risk of stiff joints, high blood pressure, or kidney stones. Unfortunately, K2 is missing from most common diets, especially if you eat less meat, cheese, or fermented foods like natto, and almost no standard multivitamin includes it. We also can't forget magnesium. It doesn't get as much attention, but it plays a quiet, powerful role. It activates vitamin D. Without it, even if you take D3, your body may not be able to use it fully. Magnesium also helps maintain bone density and prevent cramps, a common frustration for many older adults. And while bones may seem hard and rigid, they're actually held together by a network of collagen, a soft protein structure inside the bone that gives it flexibility and resilience. As we age, our collagen production drops. That's why bones can become brittle, not just thin. Adding collagen-rich foods, or gentle supplementation, can help rebuild this inner structure. Finally, trace minerals like zinc and boron act like the support team. They don't build the house, but they keep the walls strong and the foundation balanced. Zinc helps with bone repair. Boron helps regulate calcium and magnesium levels, so they stay in harmony. Because at this stage of life, your bones don't just need calcium. They need a full team working together. They need vitamin D3 to absorb that calcium, vitamin K2 to guide it to the right places, magnesium to activate it, collagen to hold the structure together, and trace minerals like zinc and boron to protect and reinforce every layer. Without that full support system, even the best efforts can fall short, and that's why so many people still struggle, even when they think they're doing everything right. The good news: these nutrients don't all have to come from pills. Many are found in simple, everyday foods you may already enjoy if you know where to look. And that's what we'll explore in the next part: the best foods after 60 to truly feed your bones, and the small daily habits that could change how you walk, stand, and live. The foods that truly strengthen bones. After 60. Now that we've uncovered the real nutrients your bones crave, after 60, the next question becomes, where do we find them naturally, safely, and without overwhelm? You don't need a cabinet full of pills or exotic powders. Often, the most powerful support for your bones is already on your table or just one small habit away. Let's start with vitamin D3. While sunlight remains the best source, many older adults can't spend hours outside, and that's okay. You can gently support your D3 levels with foods like salmon, sardines, and egg yolks. Even just 2 servings of fatty fish per week can help. Fortified plant milks or orange juice can also provide small amounts, especially when enjoyed with a bit of healthy fat, like olive oil or avocado. Next comes vitamin K2, the quiet helper that makes sure calcium goes to the right places. You'll find it in aged cheeses like Gouda and Brie, grass-fed butter, pasture-raised eggs, and certain fermented foods. These aren't flashy, but they're steady. A small slice of cheese with your meal, or switching to pasture-raised eggs, could be more helpful than you think. Magnesium, often overlooked, plays a starring role in your bones. It helps activate vitamin D and keeps bone tissue strong. Think pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans, or even a square of dark chocolate. These are foods you might already enjoy, and now they come with a deeper purpose. When it comes to collagen, remember, bones aren't just rigid. They're held together by a soft, protein-rich network that gives them flexibility and shock absorption. Collagen-rich choices like bone broth, chicken skin, or fish with the skin on can help. Add vitamin C-rich fruits like kiwi, strawberries, or oranges, and your body has what it needs to rebuild from the inside out. And don't forget the smaller heroes, zinc and boron. You'll find them in lentils, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and prunes. In fact, just 4 to 5 prunes a day has been shown to slow bone loss in older women. It's a sweet, familiar habit and a deeply helpful one. But most of all, remember this: you don't need to change everything overnight. One warm bowl of soup, one handful of seeds, one extra egg, these quiet, steady choices add up. Your bones aren't asking for perfection or miracles. They're simply asking you to keep showing up day by day, meal by meal, in the small ways that say, "I'm still taking care of you." And while food lays the foundation, it's what you do with that strength that makes the real difference. Because what you eat builds the structure, but how you move tells the body to keep it strong. In the next part, we'll explore those daily movements and simple habits, the ones that gently whisper to your bones, "You're still needed." Don't go anywhere. Daily habits that signal your bones to stay strong. Bones may seem passive, hard structures we carry around, holding us up without asking much in return. But the truth is, bones are living tissue. They respond to pressure, they react to movement, and most importantly, they listen to how you live. After 60, the message we send to our bones each day becomes critical. And that message is simple: you're still in use. Stay strong. One of the most powerful signals you can send to your bones is gentle resistance. This doesn't mean lifting heavy weights or joining a gym. It can be as simple as standing from a chair without using your hands, climbing stairs instead of taking the elevator, carrying groceries in both arms. Every time you ask your bones to bear weight, you're reminding them to stay dense, to stay ready. This is called mechanical loading, and your bones depend on it more than you know. Another essential habit is balance training. Falls are one of the biggest threats to bone health after 60, not because we're fragile, but because a single fall can change everything. Practicing simple exercises like standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, or doing a slow heel-to-toe walk across the room, can reawaken the stabilizing muscles that keep you upright. Just a few minutes a day can protect you from years of difficulty. Walking remains one of the most underrated bone-strengthening activities. It's low impact, free, and completely adaptable. A 20-minute walk each morning, especially in sunlight, can support not only your bones, but your heart, your mood, and your sleep. And if you use a cane or walker, that's perfectly fine. What matters is movement with intention. And don't underestimate the power of stretching. Gentle stretches in the morning or before bed help maintain flexibility in joints, improve posture, and reduce strain on bones that are compensating for tight muscles. Yoga or Tai Chi can be wonderful for this, but so can a quiet moment on the edge of your bed, reaching your arms overhead, rolling your shoulders, or rotating your ankles. Another quiet habit with big benefits. Standing up more often. Sitting for long stretches sends the message to your body that support isn't needed. Try to get up every 30 to 45 minutes, even just to walk around the room. These micro movements remind your bones that you are still an active participant in your own well-being. Of course, sleep and stress management also matter. Bones rebuild most effectively while you rest. Poor sleep and chronic stress can increase cortisol, which over time may contribute to bone thinning. A calm evening routine, gentle breathing exercises, or a short walk at dusk can help guide your body into the restful state it needs to heal. And finally, consistency beats intensity. You don't need to push hard. You don't need to do it all at once. A short stretch in the morning, a short walk at noon, a balancing moment before bed, these small signals, repeated daily, carry enormous power. Your bones don't need loud announcements. They need whispers of strength, the kind that say, "I'm still here, still moving, still alive." So the next time you stand, walk, reach, or simply breathe with intention, remember, you are talking to your bones. You are telling them, "You matter. I still need you." And they will listen. In the next part, we'll look at the surprising reasons some people still lose bone density, despite doing everything right, and how to spot the silent saboteurs that may be working against you without you even knowing. The hidden saboteurs of bone health. After 60, you may eat all the right foods. You may walk every day, stretch gently, even take supplements your doctor recommends. But for some, bone loss continues, quietly, stubbornly, and without warning. Why? Because sometimes the biggest threats to your bones aren't what you do, but what you don't see. One hidden saboteur is chronic inflammation. Unlike a swollen ankle or sore joint, chronic inflammation operates silently, a low, ongoing fire in the body that damages tissues over time, including bones. It can be triggered by high blood sugar, processed foods, poor sleep, or even loneliness. When inflammation is high, bone-building cells slow down, and bone-breaking cells speed up. The result, bone loss, even with calcium in your diet. Another quiet thief is acid-forming diets. As we age, many of us eat more bread, cheese, meat, and processed snacks and fewer fresh vegetables. These acidic foods cause your body to draw calcium from your bones to neutralize excess acid in your blood. It's subtle, but over years, this shift can slowly leach minerals from your skeleton. Adding more alkalizing foods like leafy greens, cucumbers, and citrus helps restore the balance. Certain medications can also weaken bones without obvious warning. Long-term use of steroids, some acid reflux drugs, and even certain antidepressants or blood pressure medications have been linked to decreased bone density. If you've been on any medication for more than a few months, it's worth asking your doctor if it could be affecting your bone health, and if there are safer alternatives. Another overlooked factor is digestive health. You might eat nutrient-rich foods, but if your gut isn't absorbing them well, your bones still miss out. Conditions like low stomach acid, gut inflammation, or imbalanced gut bacteria can interfere with nutrient absorption, especially calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. If you often feel bloated, gassy, or fatigued after meals, your bones may be running on empty, even when your plate is full. Let's not forget about alcohol and caffeine. A single cup of coffee is fine, even helpful in moderation. But high caffeine intake, especially from sodas or energy drinks, can interfere with calcium absorption. Similarly, regular alcohol use, even small amounts, may reduce bone formation and disrupt hormonal signals that support healthy bone remodeling. And then there's stress, the invisible weight that so many older adults carry quietly. Chronic stress increases cortisol, a hormone that in high amounts can signal the body to break down bone tissue. It's not about eliminating stress entirely. Life always has its moments, but learning to move through it gently, with breathing, prayer, stillness, or support, can ease the pressure your bones feel beneath the surface. Finally, not knowing is a saboteur in itself. Many people go years without a bone density scan, assuming they're fine. But bone loss is often silent until it becomes painful or irreversible. If you're over 60, especially if you've had a fall, family history, or are postmenopausal, ask your doctor about a DEXA scan. Knowledge is not just power, it's prevention. You've come this far feeding your bones, moving with care, and listening more deeply to your body. Now it's time to clear the hidden clutter, the subtle habits or imbalances that work against you without your permission. In the next part, we'll talk about something even more empowering: how to rebuild what's been lost. Yes, even after 60, because bone loss doesn't have to be permanent and healing is still possible. Yes, you can rebuild bone after 60. Some people believe that once bone is lost, it's gone for good, like sand slipping through your fingers. But that's not the whole truth. While it's true that rebuilding bone after 60 is slower, it is absolutely possible. And what's more, it's powerful because it means your body is still listening, still responding, still fighting for you. Let's begin with the science. Your bones are always undergoing a process called remodeling. Old bone is broken down by cells called osteoclasts, and new bone is built by osteoblasts. As we age, the balance between breakdown and rebuild shifts, but it doesn't stop. The secret is in tipping the balance back in favor of rebuilding. And that comes down to three simple things: the right signals, the right support, and the right mindset. We've already talked about weight-bearing movement walking, resistance, balance work as signals that say, these bones are still in use. When you move your body with intention, you activate the very cells that laid down new bone. Think of every step as a message. Rebuild here, reinforce this. The beauty is, you don't need intense exercise. You need consistent motion, done with care. Next is nutritional rebuilding. Your bones need raw materials to grow: calcium, vitamin D3, K2, magnesium, collagen, zinc, boron, and they need them regularly. If your diet isn't enough, targeted supplements can help, especially those backed by bone-specific studies. Some formulations include calcium hydroxyapatite, which is closer to the natural form found in human bone, and may be more effective for certain people than standard calcium carbonate. Recent research has also highlighted the power of collagen peptides in restoring bone density in older adults, not just for skin and joints, but for the internal scaffolding of bone itself. Combined with vitamin C and protein, collagen helps repair the structural mesh that keeps bones resilient and resistant to fracture. But rebuilding isn't just about nutrients and movement. It's also about mindset. Because many people, especially after a fall or diagnosis of osteoporosis, start to move less out of fear. They protect themselves by limiting their activity, when in fact, their bones need the opposite: safe, smart motion. That's why support from doctors, physical therapists, and loved ones is so important. You don't need to do this alone. You shouldn't. And don't forget rest and rhythm. Bones grow while you sleep. Nighttime is when the rebuilding hormones like growth hormone are most active. Make sleep a priority. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Go to bed at the same time each night. These simple acts allow your body to do the quiet miracle of repair without you even noticing. If you've already been told you have bone loss, don't lose heart. Many people reverse or slow bone loss even in their 70s and 80s. The key is to start and to keep going. Healing may not be quick, but it is real. And every small step adds up: an afternoon walk, a serving of sardines, a few minutes of stretching, a little more sunlight, a little less sitting. Your bones are not finished. They are not fixed in stone. They are living, like you. And they are waiting for your next move. In the final part, we'll bring it all together. Everything your bones have been trying to tell you all along, and the path forward that is still open, still strong, and still yours to walk. Part 7 and outro. What your bones have been trying to tell you. All along, your bones have been speaking to you for years. Not with words, but with whispers. A quiet ache when you stand too long. A slight wobble on the stairs. A moment of hesitation before rising from your chair. These aren't just signs of aging. They're your body's way of saying, don't forget me. I'm still here. And now, you've listened. You've learned that milk alone isn't enough. That your bones need more than calcium. They need guidance, balance, and care. You've discovered the silent forces that work against you: inflammation, poor digestion, hidden stress. You've seen how simple foods and daily motions can turn the tide, and how even after 60, rebuilding is not only possible, it's powerful. Because your bones were never meant to fade quietly. They were built to carry stories of every step you've taken, every garden you've tended, every grandchild you've lifted. They're not just part of your body. They are the structure of your independence, your resilience, your life. And while the world may whisper, "Slow down," your bones are whispering something else: "I'm still strong. I still remember. I still matter." So let this be your next chapter, not in fear, but in strength. Walk when you can. Stretch what feels stiff. Feed your bones the truth, not just tradition. And most of all, trust the quiet work your body is still doing, every single day. If this video gave you hope, let us know in the comments. What's one change you're going to make this week for your bones? Share this with someone you care about: a friend, a sister, a neighbor who still believes milk is all they need. They deserve to know the truth. And don't forget to subscribe to Radiant Health 60 for more empowering content made just for you. Because healthy aging is not about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters. Your bones heard you today. Now go show them you heard them too.